As you remain here, gently aware, you may begin to notice something subtle yet powerful. The mind, when no longer pushed or strained, naturally begins to reorganize itself. Thoughts that once felt urgent start losing their intensity. Concerns that once felt heavy begin to feel lighter, not because they disappeared, but because your relationship with them has shifted. There is a quiet intelligence within stillness. When you stop forcing clarity, clarity often arrives on its own. When you stop chasing calmness, calmness begins to emerge naturally. This is not accidental. This is how awareness works. It does not fight the mind. It gently stabilizes it. Take another slow breath. Notice how effortless breathing feels when you are not thinking about it. Life functions in the same way. Many processes unfold without constant control. Growth happens silently. Adjustment happens continuously. Balance restores itself when resistance softens. You are not required to solve everything at once. This moment is not demanding perfection. It is offering presence. And presence, when sustained, becomes grounding. It creates a sense of internal stability that external situations cannot easily disturb. Allow your thoughts to continue moving freely. There is no need to stop them. No need to correct them. No need to analyze them. Observation itself is enough. Awareness itself is enough. When you observe without resistance, mental noise begins to lose its grip. Notice how the body responds. Perhaps the shoulders relax slightly. Perhaps the jaw softens. Perhaps breathing deepens without effort. Calmness is rarely created through force. It unfolds through permission. Remain with this steady attention. There is a difference between thinking and awareness. Thinking is active, often restless. Awareness is stable, spacious, quietly present. You can experience thoughts without being carried away by them. You can notice emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This steadiness is already within you. It does not need to be constructed. It does not need to be earned. It simply becomes visible when mental friction reduces. Imagine how much energy is normally spent resisting thoughts, fighting uncertainty, replaying concerns. Now imagine releasing that effort, even briefly. The mind begins to breathe just as the body does. Ease replaces tension. Clarity replaces pressure. Balance replaces urgency. Stay present with this feeling. Nothing dramatic needs to happen. Transformation is often silent. Subtle adjustments reshape perception more deeply than sudden changes ever could. Let attention remain soft yet steady. You may begin noticing small details, the rhythm of your breath, the sense of stillness behind thoughts, the quiet space between mental movements. These subtle observations deepen awareness, strengthening stability without strain. There is no destination to reach. This is not about becoming something different. This is about recognizing what has always been available beneath mental noise, a calm, grounded clarity that does not demand control. Remain here. Relaxed. Aware. Steady. Because the more you allow this state, the more natural it becomes. The mind learns through repetition. Calm awareness practiced gently becomes calm awareness accessed effortlessly. Take another slow breath. Let distractions pass. Let thoughts flow. Let awareness remain. And as you continue listening, simply notice, without forcing, without expecting, how stability grows quietly, how ease expands gradually, how clarity begins forming without effort. As you continue listening, something deeper begins to unfold, not through effort, but through gentle awareness. There is a quiet shift that happens when you stop pushing the moment and instead allow it to breathe. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is where subtle clarity forms. Notice how the mind no longer feels as crowded as before. Thoughts may still appear, but their urgency softens. They pass more easily, like distant clouds drifting across a wide sky. Awareness expands when resistance fades. Take a slow breath. Feel the simplicity of this act. No complexity. No pressure. Just a steady rhythm that has always been supporting you. Breathing continues whether the mind is calm or restless, whether life feels certain or uncertain. It is a reminder of constant stability beneath changing experiences. Allow your attention to settle even further. There is nothing to fix here. Nothing to control. This moment asks only for observation, for presence without tension. And presence, when sustained gently, becomes deeply grounding. You may begin sensing a growing quietness. Not silence in the absence of sound, but silence in the absence of mental struggle. A soft spaciousness. A sense of ease that does not demand answers yet feels quietly reassuring. This is the natural state beneath constant thinking. The mind is active by design, yet awareness is steady by nature. When you remain here, observing rather than reacting, mental noise gradually loses intensity. Clarity does not need to be forced into existence. It reveals itself when friction dissolves. Notice how calmness feels different now. More stable. More grounded. Less fragile. Calmness created by control is temporary. Calmness created by awareness is resilient. It does not collapse easily under pressure because it is not built on resistance. Take another slow breath. With each inhale, feel a gentle grounding. With each exhale, feel subtle release. No need to exaggerate the experience. No need to search for dramatic sensations. Subtlety. As awareness continues to stabilize, you may begin sensing a different kind of mental space, quieter, wider, less reactive. It is not that thoughts have stopped, but their hold has softened. The mind no longer feels like something you must constantly manage. There is relief in allowing. Notice the subtle comfort of simply being present. No performance. No urgency. No pressure to become anything else. This moment is already complete as it is. Take a slow, steady breath. Feel how naturally the body maintains its rhythm. Even without conscious effort, balance is continuously restored. The same quiet intelligence operates within the mind when resistance fades. Stillness has its own momentum. Clarity has its own timing. You may begin observing thoughts as gentle movements rather than commands. They arise, they shift, they dissolve. Awareness remains, stable, unchanged, quietly attentive. This stability is deeper than emotion. Deeper than temporary calmness. It is a grounded presence that does not fluctuate with every mental wave. Allow attention to soften further. There is nothing to chase here. Nothing to force. When the mind is no longer pushed toward outcomes, a surprising ease begins to emerge. The need for constant control slowly dissolves. Notice the difference. Effort feels heavy. Awareness feels light. Effort contracts. Awareness expands. Take another slow breath. Feel the subtle release that accompanies each exhale. Not a dramatic letting go, but a gentle easing. Tension rarely disappears through force. It fades through relaxation. Remain aware of this quiet unfolding. Life often feels complex because the mind attempts to solve everything simultaneously. Yet presence simplifies experience. In this steady state, clarity does not feel urgent, it feels natural. You may sense a growing mental spaciousness. Thoughts move, but awareness is still. Sensations shift, but presence remains. There is calm strength here. A stability that does not depend on circumstances. Continue observing without interference. No need to block thoughts. No need to analyze them. No need to control the experience. Awareness itself creates order. When observation is relaxed, the mind gradually reorganizes. Noise loses intensity. Perspective widens. Reactions soften. Notice how ease feels now. Perhaps more grounded. Perhaps more steady. Perhaps quietly reassuring. This is not something being added to you. It is something being uncovered. Take another slow breath. Let the rhythm anchor attention. Let awareness remain open, soft, unstrained. Subtle stability grows stronger when it is not forced. Stay with this calm presence. There is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to resolve. This moment is not asking for effort, it is inviting awareness. And as you continue listening, simply notice, gently, without expectation, how stillness deepens, how mental pressure softens, how clarity begins forming naturally within this quiet space. As this quiet steadiness continues, you may begin to sense how natural awareness truly is. Not something you create, not something you struggle to maintain, but something that has always been present beneath constant mental activity. Like a calm background that remains unchanged even as thoughts move across it. Notice how the mind now feels less like a source of pressure and more like a field of gentle movement. Thoughts arise, yet they no longer demand urgency. They pass more freely, without pulling your attention away from this grounded state. Take a slow, steady breath. Feel the simplicity of this rhythm. The body breathing without instruction. The mind settling without force. Stability does not require effort when resistance fades. You may begin observing a deeper sense of ease spreading through your awareness. A quiet comfort in not needing to control every thought, every outcome, every possibility. There is relief in releasing unnecessary mental tension. Stillness is not inactivity. Stillness is balance without strain. Remain gently attentive. Awareness allows everything to move without disturbance. Sensations shift. Thoughts appear. External sounds rise and fade. Yet something within you remains steady, unchanged, quietly present. This is your natural center. You may notice how reactions continue to soften. Situations that once triggered immediate mental noise now feel distant, less charged, less overwhelming. Perspective has widened. Awareness has stabilized. Take another slow breath. With each inhale, grounding deepens subtly. With each exhale, tension releases gradually. No need for dramatic sensation. Subtle shifts carry lasting stability. Notice how effort itself continues dissolving. There is no need to try to remain calm. No need to force clarity. Awareness functions best when it is relaxed, when attention is soft rather than rigid. Consider how often the mind creates pressure through anticipation. Rushing toward outcomes. Rehearsing uncertainties. Predicting possibilities. Yet presence removes this friction. Here, nothing is rushed. Here, clarity is not demanded. Here, awareness is enough. You may begin to feel a quiet confidence emerging. Not excitement. Not intensity. But grounded stability. The confidence that arises when mental noise loses its dominance. Thoughts become lighter. Attention becomes steadier. perception becomes clearer. Remain here with. As awareness continues to deepen, there is a subtle recognition that begins forming, a quiet understanding that calmness is not something you chase, but something you return to. It has always existed beneath movement, beneath noise, beneath thought. Notice the gentle stability present right now. Nothing dramatic. Nothing forced. Just steady presence. Take a slow breath. Feel how natural this rhythm has become. Breathing flows without effort. Awareness remains without strain. The mind, once restless, now moves with less intensity, less resistance. Stillness is becoming familiar. Comfortable. Grounded. Thoughts may continue appearing, yet they no longer disrupt the quiet balance you are experiencing. They move like soft ripples across a vast, steady surface. Awareness remains wider than any single thought. Allow attention to soften even more. There is no need to concentrate intensely. No need to control focus. Relaxed awareness is stronger than forced attention. Stability grows through ease, not pressure. Take another slow breath. With each inhale, a subtle sense of grounding. With each exhale, a quiet release. Tension dissolves not by effort, but by allowing space. Notice the feeling of mental spaciousness. The absence of urgency. The absence of internal friction. Everything feels slower here. Not sluggish, but steady. Balanced. Clear. You may sense how the mind naturally reorganizes when not constantly interrupted by resistance. Clarity emerges quietly. Perspective widens gently. Reactions lose their sharpness. Remain present within this calm unfolding. There is nothing you must achieve in this moment. Nothing you must solve. Nothing you must force into clarity. Awareness itself creates alignment. Observe how calmness now feels more stable than before. Less like a temporary state, more like a steady background. A grounded presence that remains even as thoughts pass. Take another slow breath. Feel the quiet continuity of awareness. It does not flicker. It does not rush. It simply remains. In this state, the mind begins conserving energy. Less unnecessary tension. Less mental noise. Less internal pressure. There is ease in not resisting experience. There is clarity in allowing observation. There is strength in steady presence. Continue listening gently. Continue breathing naturally. Let awareness remain open and relaxed. No need to block distractions. No need to chase silence. Stability deepens when you stop interfering with the natural rhythm of the mind. Notice how everything feels quieter now. More spacious. More grounded. more steady. Remain here. Unrushed. Undisturbed. Aware. And as you continue listening, simply allow this calm presence to sustain itself naturally, deepening softly, stabilizing quietly, without effort, without expectation. Opportunity, greater influence, and a life shaped deliberately rather than accidentally. This is not an exaggerated promise, it is the natural outcome of behavior repeated consistently over time. Continue clicking forward, continue acting with intention, continue honoring your decisions, and allow discipline to quietly deliver what motivation never could: stability, strength, clarity, control, and a future built by choice rather than chance. To awareness, to return to responsibility, and to return to the part of yourself that knows you are capable of more than avoidance, more than excuses, and more than fear. More whole, not because everything is perfect, but because you are learning to accept yourself as you are while still believing in who you are becoming, and this balance between acceptance and growth is the quiet strength that carries you through uncertainty, reminding you that you are not lost. You are learning, not failing, you are evolving, and not alone. You are supported by your own resilience, your own awareness, and your own capacity to rise, again and again, with greater understanding and steadier hope. Faithfulness, the faithfulness to show up, to listen, to speak honestly, and to act with compassion. And in this faithfulness, the deepest form of loss is prevented, not by changing fate, but by honoring the present, and not by fighting time, but by using it wisely, because what truly keeps something alive is not hope alone, but attention, not intention alone, but action, and not emotion alone, but the steady choice to care before it is too late to make a difference. You stay present with what matters now. You act thoughtfully. You rest intentionally. You move forward with calm assurance. Remain here for a moment. Let this understanding settle. You continue to refine how you show up, calmer, clearer, more intentional. You don't rush growth. You respect its rhythm. You remain present with what's unfolding now. You move forward with care. You stay grounded in yourself. Let this calm support you. Breathe steadily. Moving whether you act or not, but only your actions decide whether you grow or remain where you are. This is not a warning to scare you, it is a reminder to empower you, to shake you awake, and to tell you that the power to change has always been in your hands. Start now, not because you feel ready, but because your future deserves your effort today. You walk forward knowing that you were created with intention, that you are capable of achieving more than you can currently see, and that the universe is preparing beautiful things that will align perfectly with your growth. You are meant to rise, meant to shine, meant to impact the world simply by being yourself. Continue your journey with hope in your heart and confidence in your spirit, because the best chapters of your life are not behind you, they are waiting ahead, and I am with you in every step you take. Stop making excuses and start making moves is the moment your life begins to change. You do not need permission, you do not need approval, and you do not need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to start and the strength to continue even when it gets hard, because it will get hard, and that is exactly why most people will never reach their potential, but you will, because you